It's good, everyone. It is your master geektress, REDinFamy, and I have a special guest, my sis over here. Listen, we've known each other for a long time. This is our first time actually face to face, but we've been
Long
following
time.
each other's journey for some years. For some
Yeah.
years, so I have Jess Davis, the founder, CEO of Gameher, and also uh Keller to the Cavs youth sports and also assistant coach of the Cavs Legion Gaming Club. What is going on? Let us know how you're doing, what you've been up to, how's quarantine, because everything's been kind of crazy and great at the same time. So let us know what's been going on.
Yes. What's up, Red? Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me. As you said, we've known each other via the internet for a long time, and it's so good now getting face to face with you and seeing both of us do our thing in our journeys where we are in this point in life. So, thank you so much for having me.
Of
Quarantine has
course.
been crazy, as I'm sure for you and the rest of the world. Getting used to this, being in your own bubble in your house, wearing the mask, so annoying. Just all those little things that now come with quarantine is it's crazy, but it's what life is right now. So you just gotta adapt, adjust, and keep it moving in the meantime. So that's been my world, working lots of meetings in quarantine. I'm really fortunate and blessed to still have my job, so I don't take that for granted. Um,
Awesome.
but that's just been my life, living, working from home, and doing what we do, play video games in the mist.
Word. So gaming, like, how did you start in gaming? What got you to be like, you know what, this is something I love. This is something that I want to keep in my life even when I grow up.
Yeah. So I grew up in a household with an older brother. And the first system he got was a Nintendo, and it had the running pad with the duck hunt. But the running pad, we used to be on that running pad playing the track and field, just
Nobody
going
talks
at it.
about the running pad. Like
Nobody
nobody
talks about the
talks about.
running pad. And I don't know where that running pad is to this day. Me and my brother talk about it all the time. Like, where is all that equipment? We think our mom threw it away, honestly. Uh, but I used to just follow in his footsteps, and that was something he had in the house. And that started my passion in gaming. Just growing up, my brother is 7 years older than me, 8 years older than me. So he had his friends over, and just seeing them game and interact, that's what caught my attention. That's what sparked my interest, that Nintendo.
Wow, Nintendo. A lot of people either say Atari or a
Yeah,
Nintendo, a Sega. So it's
Sega.
that's great. So
Hmm.
now starting off with Nintendo, of course, and growing up, because a lot of us, we're women now. A lot of us that were
Hmm.
girls playing video games and then growing up into women fall off, as far as keeping gaming in their lives. There's even like a statistic about it. And a lot of
Hmm.
times that is because of outside factors of, okay, by the time she becomes in her, adolescence or teenage years, there's a lot of talk about, oh, that's just for boys, or girls don't do that, or there's even some girls that even wanted to pursue making games but was told, that's for men. What kept
Hmm.
gaming in your life, like, all the way to this day?
Yeah, I think it was just, being in the household with an older brother and my parents allowing me to basically be under his wing. So for Christmas, he would get a Sega. I remember one Christmas he got the Nintendo 64. So I'm just following in his footsteps. I'm playing the game. I just want to be with my older brother. And so he was getting new systems. I think my first system I got that was mine was the PlayStation.
Oh.
And I lied. It was the Super Nintendo because I had Super Mario, and that's when Mario Kart was on there.
Oh, okay.
So that was my first system, the Super
That
Nintendo,
was
and
yours.
that was mine. He was not touching that. That was definitely mine. And so I really don't. I don't know. It was just one of those things, you just like what you like. And that was something that really caught my interest. My parents supported my interest. Of course, I didn't sit on it all day, But that was what I did in the meantime. So it was Super Nintendo, and then I think PlayStation was after that. I never had a PlayStation 2 though. I stopped at PlayStation, and
Wait
then
a
I
minute.
think for
Wait a
me,
minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
never had it.
Wait.
Never got it. Never.
That's so.
Never.
Besides Super Nintendo, PlayStation 2 hands down has like one of the best catalogs in history. Besides Super
I
Nintendo.
know.
What?
I know.
That's okay because
Yeah.
there's still some gems on the PlayStation 2 that you kind of get acquainted with, even on the PS4 if you want to go that route. But wow.
I think my parents, when they got that PlayStation, because I remember PlayStation, I was playing Tomb Raider. That was my game. I used to play Tomb Raider all the time. I guess they said they weren't getting the PlayStation 2 for me. I don't know what quite happened in that transition, but the next system for PlayStation, I think it was the Xbox, the original Xbox. My neighbor had the Dreamcast. Which one was first? Dreamcast? Was Dreamcast before Xbox? No.
I believe so, because it was PlayStation, and I think Dreamcast, and I know Xbox came later. Like they came later, and then they didn't really have time to even transition. They was like, let's hurry up and just make the 360 like the next following years or something. Like it really wasn't that long, if I'm not mistaken. Somebody correct us if we're wrong, but it's been a while. But
it's been a while. I just remember the systems I had.
Facts.
And it was Super Nintendo and then PlayStation, and then the next one I had was the Xbox after that. My neighbor had the Dreamcast, but it's just always been something that immediately captured my attention. Just one of those things you know when you know. That was something I fell in love with. And still in love with. So I think the graphics too.
The graphics? Okay, so the graphics as well.
Seeing the graphics,
the graphics is
better.
Crazy now. We're going to get into that later on. But another passion of yours is sports, which is also a passion of mine too. I used to play basketball and dabbled in some volleyball and some baseball. As far as like sports, take us along that journey too, and how like sports has also become a passion of yours, and because you used to play.
Yeah, so I started playing basketball at 8 years old. I won't go back through that whole journey, but that was something else that I knew immediately I liked. My parents, they did try me in a lot of different sports. I remember they took me to track practice. I sat on the side. I didn't come back the next day. They took me to gymnastics. I cried, did not come back the next day. And so basketball was just that other thing. My brother played baseball, so I was always at the baseball field with him, but I never got into it. Also golf. My dad played golf growing up, so that was something else that was an early passion of mine. But I just most likely like driving the carts. I was like 8 years old trying to drive the golf cart, but trying to whip the golf cart. But basketball, that was just another thing that, immediately caught my attention. I stuck with it. I played throughout high school, and I did not play in college. But once I graduated from college, my story, right now I'm the manager of youth basketball operations for the Cleveland Cavaliers. And my story started 10 years ago now, almost, at Emory University. And initially I was working in the Office of admissions at Emory once I graduated from Florida State. And at the time, I had no idea what I wanted to do when I graduated from Florida State. I knew I wanted to work in sports, didn't really know how, didn't know what. I just knew I loved sports and I wanted to work in sports, but I really didn't know the different types of jobs like that. And so I was working in the Office of Admissions, and I saw Emory had a basketball team. I didn't know anything about the Division III, let alone Emory. And I'm from Atlanta. I'm from Stone Mountain, Georgia, actually. And so I reached out to the coach like, hey, can I come over and play against you guys? Not knowing how competitive these girls were. I'm just thinking like I can go play a pickup game, just go play a little basketball. I'm fresh out of college. I was hooping in college on the rec side and intramurals, but I didn't know that Division III was really competitive. So the first day, I always tell people she invited me over, and the first day was a blur. I don't know how I got put in the coaching role. I got put in the coaching role though. And so that started my coaching journey. And I just immediately found that was something else I immediately knew. Being able to teach the game of basketball and make an impact in somebody's life on and off the court to help them. I've always been about helping people. That's something that I'm really passionate about. And so that immediately sparked my interest, being able to teach the game I love in basketball and help somebody out off the court. That's what sparked my interest in my sports journey. So that started me off in coaching. And that's kind of how I got started in the sports world.
So
Yeah.
before we dive even more into coaching, even learned about you is Gameher. So tell us about Gameher and like to segue into like helping people. I love when I see any type of community or movement where it's trying to actually like gather women together, especially in gaming, because we don't really have that many safe havens. Or,
Mm-hmm.
of course, want to connect to more women in gaming. A lot of times it's growing now, but some years ago, like when we even met each other on social media, there was not that many organizations or anything like
At
that.
all.
So tell us about your movement, your company, your brand, Gamer.
Yeah. So in 2013, and prior to that, we talked about my video gaming journey. But along this video gaming journey, like I said, it's always been really I've been around boys. And so
Same
in
here.
2013, when they introduced the online gameplay in 2K, I think it might have been 2013 or 14. I immediately start playing that, right? And throughout college, I'm only playing boys. It was no girl. Like I don't think I played one girl in person. It was always my guy
Yeah, I
friends.
think I played like I met like three girls on PS3, and yeah, because I'm trying to think when I started online, I think was earlier than that because it was on PS3. But as soon as I beat this dude, he was saying all kind of crazy things because I beat him. Oh, I'm like, really? But
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. I didn't play girls, and so me, I'm always thinking. I'm a thinker. And so I in 2013, I was sitting somewhere. I don't know what I was doing exactly. I can't even tell you what I was doing. That made me. I was like, gamer. Everybody always say gamer, Gamer. I'm like, why
yeah,
we can't say game her? And so honestly, that thought carried into more thoughts. And I called my sister. And I was like, I got to get this trademark. I said, and you know what made me get a trademark? Because when I typed it in on Google,
yeah.
after I was sitting there thinking and thinking, it was a couple days too. I didn't see anything. Not one thing popped up for Gameher, and I said, I got to trademark this. And at the time, like I said, I wasn't playing many girls, so I'm like, what this can connect us. I can find more girls through Gameher. Like this is how I'm gonna find more girls. I'm gonna and I wanted to make my own clothing line too. I'm not really a fashionable. I don't get into all that, but I was like, I gotta have my own clothing line. Like I like cutting jeans. Not that I'm perfect at it, but I just like I start
There's
thinking.
no
I just like
perfection
get
to
up.
cutting
Yeah.
jeans. It's supposed to be crazy. You know what I'm saying? Cut it up.
I just like doing my own thing. And so I wanted to have my own clothing line. So I'm like, what better way to connect females and have the clothing line to connect the females by Gameher? So that is how it came about. I just wanted to connect with more females through Gameher. And you made a good point. At the time, it was nothing out there for that I saw that catered to females in video gaming. Now it's grown tremendously. But at the time, I'm like, this is perfect, and I wish I was persistent then, but I wish I would have just put my foot on the gas just a little bit more back then, and it might have been a little further ahead now.
It's all right.
But
It's not too late, sis. That's why we
it's
doing
not.
this. It's not
It's
too
not.
late.
You're right. You're right. It's not. But that was my whole vision. I wanted to connect females. I wanted to play with more females. I'm like I'm always playing with my guy friends. And you talking about somebody writing you online. I remember I've gotten so many messages back then. My name was FSU Fly Girl. That was my screen
So
name.
they
Or
already
my
know.
But I got so many messages saying, you're not a girl. You know, I mean, and I actually posted one on my Instagram. It dated back to 2014, where the guy sent me the message on the Xbox, like, "This is not no
Wow.
girl," and I'm like, "I got girl in my name. Like, who portrays to be a girl and they're not?" But it's a lot of guys out there that they do act weird
Yeah,
online, and so. But
they'll do it on purpose,
yeah,
but
that was just my vision. That was my vision, to really create something for the females in the community. Because, like and I know, it's not anything really out there that's promoting the females, and there's a lot of them out there.
yeah. So it's great to see that. So from you starting Game Her, and like you mentioned, you wish you would have had kind of pursued it more. What are you doing now? Like I know you are busy. I know you're
Yeah,
busy,
yeah,
busy and booked. Like,
yeah.
so I understand, but what do you want to do next? Like I see, you reached out to me, you reached out to other women in gaming as well too, for
Mhm.
us to learn more about Game Her. But what do you want to be like the sole aspect and point of Game Her moving forward, or what's some things you can't wait to do?
Yeah, I think definitely empowerment amongst the female community. So I made the her. I have on a hoodie right now, but I made the game pretty just like
I
solid.
got a copy of
Uh, yeah, I got you.
it.
The game is just solid, and the her is what really stands out. Like the writing is crooked, it's
Yeah.
powerful to me. I just wanted to empower other women, feel like they have a sense of pride when they put on Game Heard, that you can be yourself. I actually, somebody wrote me in my DM the other day saying that they're so happy they stumbled across my page, because they were kind of in their shell about being a person who plays video, being a girl who just loves video games. She said she had never met anybody else. And so she was really happy to stumble across my page that focused on females. And that really touched my heart, because I'm like, this is why, you know, this was me in 2013. And the technology was nowhere near what, and it's so crazy because 2013 was just 7 years ago. But you and I both know the technology was nowhere near what it is now, from the video game and social media, all that stuff, to really put this out there, and promote a brand like this. And so to see the evolution of everything, and now where esports is and how relevant they're they're trying to make the females, in video gaming, like, it's why I do what I do, to empower the other females.
So we got 2K21 coming up, as far as like next gen. There's talks, of course, or can actually confirm that you'll be able to have my career with a woman. I'm really curious on how they're going to do the story.
I'm
Um,
scared of that.
oh, I,
I
2K don't
don't
mess
want
up.
it. I don't want it. I do, but I don't. And I say that because we see some creepy stuff already online with the characters people make. And I'll just speak on, like, there, it looks like they're almost putting black paint on them, on white characters, and now you have guys that can be a girl. And I don't want them to
To
degrade
degrade the yeah.
us as females. I really feel like Xbox and PlayStation, and on the PC, like, they should make sure that if it's a female in the park, that it's an actual female account. I don't know if they're going to
Mm,
go that far,
I don't know if
but I
they'll
would
go that
love to.
far. Yeah, I don't know if this. How the
I
like?
don't know.
Like I spoke to. Shouts out to Shakita. I had asked her, before it was even talked about, women being in the game, because I spoke about it because of EA. They had women, as
Yeah.
far as being
Yep.
featured, and also in the park, and it was like a catch 22 conversation, because okay, are you going to have the physics of how we actually play? Because of course we're faster, we're a little bit our speed is different, the way we move is different as
Hmm.
well, our weight is different compared to the men, the different builds, how we shoot, everything. So she was
Hmm.
like, be some people might complain about it, if this one chick is 5'8" and she's doing spin windmill dunks. I was like, yo, there's dudes that we see in real life can't do those dunks, but they do it, as far
Yeah.
as in the game. So I was like, it's a video game. So I was like, I don't really mind it. I just want to, I'm really curious on how the story is going to be, because taking a woman's story from growing up playing basketball is not always, peaches and cream and a fluffy
Hmm.
road of everything is accepted. And then
Hmm.
going and transitioning on to high school, college, and then going into the WNBA, especially with the WNBA now, everything that's being fought for,
Hmm.
as far as equality and pay and trying to get more people to watch like, it's a lot to actually talk about. And
Hmm.
I was like, it would be pretty interesting. But in the park, I would be very curious on what they would do in the park. So that's what I'm really curious about. But speaking on that, the women, as far as the community of women that's a part of the 2K league, and
Hmm.
how do you feel it's been going as far as trying to get women to be either more involved, which they are,
Hmm.
or actually getting more notoriety to be discovered and seen? Because this past draft, it was three women, but none were selected, compared to the
Right.
previous one, there was two women and one was selected.
Right. I think it's moving in the right direction. Of course, with anything, it's baby steps, and look where we are now in the WNBA. We're still fighting. We're still, I'm in the WNBA, but they're still fighting, right? And we're
Yeah,
fighting
right.
for anything women, right? And so I do think that Black Frank Wright, shout out to him. I play with him online quite a few,
That's out.
but he's definitely taken the right steps to move this thing forward as a community ambassador. And I see him putting time into these young women that are running in the pro am leagues and trying to get the exposure. I see him taking in the league, taking the right steps to get the women notoriety. As we know, it's baby steps. As we know, video gaming and especially 2K is known to be male dominant, and so you realize that, and all you can do is take what they're doing and go off of that, right? And so you see them making the women combine camps, right? And you see the little small initiatives they're doing to try to put more attention on the females that are actually out there trying to get in the league. And so I think it'll happen for sure. This league and in the video gaming world, and you see it all the time. A lot of this is buddy buddy, right? And so guys want to play with their friends and all that stuff. The league is really buddy buddy though. Like a lot of friends on one team, which is it's not a bad thing because a lot of it is chemistry. Like you only can do a certain amount with the video game, and a lot of these guys can do a lot of the same things. But then it comes down to the chemistry on can they mesh well together, living together? Can they mesh well together playing? Like this year, they all had to be together basically all the time, and so that those little things come into play because pretty much once you get to that professional level, like I said, everybody can do every move. It comes down to the other parts.
So
But I think the league is they're definitely taking the right steps to
that's
involve
good to hear.
females and get them out there. I do believe that.
That's great to hear. So, like I said, you moving forward with Gameher. What would, as far as the experience you've had in the 2K league with the
Mhm.
Cavs, as far as coaching the youth, what's some of the things that you want to take from those experiences to help build Gameher further, to even create more opportunities for women to be comfortable? Because a lot of times it's the comfortability of wanting to even be in that space. Like you could be like, yo, I play 2K every day, I stream, but damn, when I get to that point that I got to be around, it's mostly guys. Are they going to accept
Mhm.
me? A lot of women have gone through a lot of prejudice. I'm not getting the ball passed to them in combines, all kind of stuff. Just
Mhm.
getting completely iced. So, what's some of the things you feel that of what you learned from working with the Cavs in the 2K league that you would love to foster and give confidence to more women with the movement that you have?
Yeah, I just think it's the believing in yourself. You don't let you don't let a bad situation stop you. If you're truly passionate about something, you it doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter what is thrown at you. You're gonna keep going through it. If bricks are flying at you, you're going straight through those bricks, because at the end of the day, that's what you want to do, right? And so it's the empowerment thing, just telling them, yes, you can do this. Don't quit. Keep going. Keep fighting. Keep practicing. Keep getting better. If somebody tells you no, make them turn that no into a yes. And so it's just little. You got to be self-confident, right? You got to believe in yourself. You put in the work, and you keep putting in the work, then the results will show, right? So I think it's just that simple. Being confident in yourself, and just going after your passion, and not letting no stop you, not letting somebody get ugly with you through DMs or whatever on the system stop you. You stay tunnel vision into what you really want to do.
Exactly. Gotta have armor. I know because I
Yeah,
grew up around mostly boys too.
yeah,
And that's how I got my armor that way, because it was like, well, I've got nobody else to turn to. I had to
yeah,
learn. Like, that's why I got the quick rebuttals every time I want to talk slick or
yeah.
greasy online, or even in podcasts or whatever. And it's, also expecting it. Because I
Hmm.
think a lot
Yeah.
of women get blindsided, but it's like, you got to expect
No.
this.
Yeah.
You have to expect it. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying to accept it. No. But
Hmm.
when you know it's coming, you already know how to
Yeah.
prepare for it. Like, yeah, I
Yeah.
know this dumbass about to say
Yeah.
something.
You
like,
you you definitely make a great point with the expecting it. Like, you already know that's coming. In a male dominant world, people gonna talk trash all day. Like, you definitely have to expect it, and turn it, like, ignore it. You don't have, just because somebody does something negative to you doesn't mean you gotta react to it with a negative. You don't have to reply. These people are behind the screen. They're sending a written message. They're not here. They're not doing this. They no touching. It's a screen. You don't have to entertain it, and you don't have to put your energy to something negative. And that's something about me. I don't really entertain. No, I'm not gonna say really. I don't entertain negativity. I don't entertain it. Like, I keep it moving, especially behind the computer screen. Now, ain't nobody here. Ain't nobody doing none of this in your face. They're not doing none of that. And so you don't entertain the negativity. Like I say, you stay tunnel vision in what you're trying to do and what you love to do. Because at the end of the day, if you sit on this game for hours out of the day, that means you love to do it. And
yes.
so you don't let nobody stop you from doing something that you love to do and that you're putting your time into, because you could be doing a million other things besides sitting in front of the TV. So.
So dabbling in esports,
Mhm.
'cause I think there should be like a Gameher team or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
I
Or
think
doing
so.
some tournaments, or just to get more ladies out there.
Yeah.
How would you want to? So, because I know, how is it like coaching a real life situation? You're able to have the vision. That's to me why you are the dopest key piece, because you coach, and then
Yeah.
to then coach those same things into a simulation. Like,
Yeah.
how
Yeah.
is that
It,
done?
it,
Like,
it, and I've actually gotten smarter basketball wise, through 2K. And I said this all the time when I first started coaching Emory back in 2013. And I actually just saw something LeBron, shout out LeBron. But anyway, I saw something LeBron said about 2K helped his basketball. It
yeah,
helped, like, he tries to put players in real life situations. And that is so true. I've always said this about 2K, because you're sitting there. This is a game where if you play the 5v5 mode with the NBA teams, you have to strategize. You have to strategize what you want this player to do. You can't just go shoot a three with a center who doesn't shoot a three. You have to know the players, the personnel. You have to know their strengths and weaknesses, and you have to be able to put them in positions to score. And so it's the same concept. Now, you do have the video game side where if you might make the wrong move or the right move, then the player's gonna do something spectacular, video game-ish. But you just learn those little kinks and work through them. But it's the same concept. It really is. And once you figure out the buttons, then you know
It's a wrap. But you should definitely do that. We gotta do some type of tournament or something. The
I
Gameher
did
tournament.
I did one. I did a small one. I did a small one over this quarantine. And I did it for a free copy of NBA 2K21, and it was 9 girls that participated. And I was actually really happy with that, though, because I didn't know how many girls I was going to get. And one girl was from Canada. And so it was really dope to bring girls. And the thing about why I was happy for the 9 girls, because girls don't even play. I'm not going to say all girls, but majority of the girls don't even play the 5v5 mode with the regular NBA teams. Everybody just plays in the park and creates their player and goes and builds on that. But my tournament was the actual NBA team. To see the girl, so to see girls write me back like, I don't even play this mode, but I'm going to support the tournament. Let's do it. I couldn't do nothing but respect it. I'm like, they're getting out of their comfort zone, and this goes back to their passion. This was something thrown at them. An opportunity like, hey, play in this tournament for 2K21. They love the game. They're going to play in the tournament. And so I ended up sending every girl a shirt for participating. I didn't tell them beforehand, but I just really respected that because they did get out of their comfort zone to play in the mode that they don't normally play in. And so that was a small tournament, but hopefully we could keep growing. I know it's a lot of different pro-am teams out there that are female based.
Yeah, let me know when you doing the next one. Yeah, you got to scout it. I can help you on that. Yeah, let me know when the next one. We definitely gotta blow that up. But I think that was important though. It is now is the perfect time since everyone is at home. Everyone is kind of discovering things they never discovered before.
Right,
it's a full reset, like full reset.
Definitely,
but
definitely.
I just found that was just so incredible because that's going along on what your main purpose on why you created, Gameher is because there's a lot of women, and even of course to this day that things are being more accepted. Because I've been like, I said this before too. I forgot who it was that I knew, but they didn't even want to like show that they was a gamer. So like one of the stories is they was going to get their hair done, but they had like a backpack or a bag or something. Or it was just taking their Switch. I think it was like taking their Switch. They didn't want to do that because they didn't want, I guess, the other women to be like, oh, she plays video games. I don't know what it is because I just have a different outlook on life. I don't care what anybody think about me. Like, except for God and my mom, my loved ones. But I felt that was very interesting because it's like she didn't want to show that she's a gamer at all. And I'm like, that's dope that you're a gamer. You going to get your hair done, you know what I'm saying? You keep it up yourself, whatever the case may be, is dope to show that there's so many different walks of life that play video games that you would never know. It's not like there's some type of stereotypical aesthetic of being a gamer, because that is the stereotype. I remember like opening up a bank account and I was like, yeah, I'm a journalist. And my banker was like, oh, for beauty? And I was like, it's like, Negro, no, like it wasn't for, it's not for beauty. I was like, it's video games and tech. And he was like, wow, for real, I would have never thought you played video games. I'm like, nah, I've been playing since I was 3, but how am I supposed to look playing video games? Like, what if you told me you played video games? Am I supposed to say, well, you're dressed in a suit right now? I wouldn't expect you to play video games. So yeah, it's really, that's really dope. You gave them confidence in even playing something totally different. Because yes, a lot of women will go, and a lot of people play My Career and make their character and try to sham everybody and green bean everything.
Yeah.
Instead of like, damn, can we get back to the core basis like before the basketball teams?
Before the online. Before online, that's the only really, that was the game, the 5-on-5, play now. Right. And so that's what I started. I didn't play online. I played online, but I didn't play it like I play it now. because we were so stuck on the 5-on-5 mode. Like it was like I ain't playing online. I ain't really think nothing of it, you know. And then it kind of grew on me. I'm like, oh, okay, this is why everybody online. But but that's all we were doing. We were just playing each other 5-on-5, 5-on-5. But you brought up a good point about, you know, maybe other females being scared to speak out. And, you know, you may have households where you're getting kicked off the game, or you may have households where somebody in your family is talking about you playing the game or that being your passion. You might be looked at like a geek or a nerd or whatever. And so you to empower a female and give them that confidence, like be you. You know, sometimes people don't hear that enough. Be yourself. Like being yourself will get you where you need to go. Because at the end of the day, that's going to align with whatever the hell you like to do. And that's how you got to live. You got to be yourself. You got to tap into whatever makes you smile, and whatever makes you happy. That's just
so
it,
important.
you know. And you'll go so far doing just that and being yourself. Being yourself is enough. I've seen a quote. I don't know whose quote that was, but to be yourself is enough when you're doing the right thing. You know, don't be yourself doing ignorant stuff.
Oh, those words. But yeah, it's just dope to hear that, because I just see it and I was like, it sounds surprising now because it's 2020, but there are still a lot of women that's like don't want to embrace that they play games. But I love that it's now becoming more acceptable. I see more women joining in things. I see more women playing 2K, or you know, games that wouldn't be expected for women to play. Especially Black women playing the games that they want to play, and not subjugated to, oh, they only play 2K and Grand Theft Auto and Call of Duty, because we get those stereotypes. But also playing like other genres of games. I just love seeing it. I just love that we have platforms now to show who we are and what we're about, you know, no matter where we come from.
Absolutely.
So
I know.
I definitely love that.
On my site, I was just pulling it up because I didn't remember, but it was just something when I was working with the young lady who did my site. Shout out to Diggity Space. But I wrote a quote on there. It says, "In life, find your passion and have fun. If you haven't found your passion, stay patient and do what brings you a smile. The best life." And so that goes back to the empowerment thing. And hopefully when females come to my page, or whoever comes to my page, that quote is up there. I made sure that it stood out, because it's very, very, very important to be your authentic self and just do what brings you a smile. Like nobody should walk around and be unhappy. And I know we have our moments. We're human. I know it's some things that set us off. I know we go through things that, you know, can bring us down. But if you truly, truly find what makes you happy and what brings you a smile, you're doing the right thing.
That's powerful. It's very simple, but you put it in a way that's like, yo, for real, like word. You know what I'm saying? Like to have that word moment. That word moment. So I got, you know, I'm from New York. So, you know, that's the word. So 2K21 next gen. I know you've seen it. Are you excited for like the next generation and also season 4 as well? Like, I don't know, cause especially seeing 2K in next gen, because of course we're playing 2K now, and I knew it was gonna be different. They said it's gonna be a huge leap. We seen it last time going into 2K14 when we see the LeBron James trailer. Now seeing this one with Damian and Zion, they showed a lot of the Warriors. I'm surprised at that.
Yeah,
I thought it was,
they did.
They showed a lot of the Warriors.
They did.
Yo, like, what was your reactions to that trailer alone? Like,
my reaction was like, damn. That was my reaction, because honestly, they kept saying next gen gonna be so different, so different. And I'm like, well, damn, how much different? You know, we just got 2K21. How much different are they about to just switch the game on us? Like, why would they put out a game just to change the whole? You know what I'm saying? And so I've been really on the fence. Like, nah, I ain't gonna get that next gen. I'm just gonna play the two. But when I saw that trailer, I had a what was that show back in the day? Change Your Heart. You remember that show, Change Your Heart? was it Change Your Heart?
I think it was Change Your Heart because that was like if the person was like, nah, he was like,
Yeah.
so if the person wasn't what you thought that person was, like, now I'm gonna pick this other person. Yeah, I think it was called Change Your Heart.
Change Your Heart. I took you back though. I just made you think. But I had a complete change of heart. Like I'm talking about from the music in the timing it up when the ball dropped. The right song. That beat is so fire too. Whoever made that beat, shout out to them. I love that beat. But they just timed everything so perfect. Like that trailer really kind of gave me goosebumps. I said, you know what? I'm just gonna shut up and I'm getting next gen. I ain't gonna talk about it. I'm just getting next gen.
Which system are you picking?
Xbox. Xbox, but I will say I have an Xbox and PS4 right now.
Okay.
If they make, I can't have two big ass systems. Like if they make one of them smaller, so the Xbox, I know they had an Xbox S.
They both look like skyscrapers.
They do. Like that, and the PlayStation looked like it got wings on it, and I'm just like this. Like I need if they make the PlayStation a little bit smaller, then I'm gonna go ahead and get I know it's coming right out. I know they're gonna make a smaller one.
And that's the Xbox Series X, and one look like a huge router, which is the PlayStation 5. They get it really crazy. I was like, because someone even said it was like, I would think that the more we're advancing in technology, it gets smaller.
Smaller,
computer towers. Like, so
you said the skyscraper. And see, the Xbox is a little more square. Like my entertainment system is getting a little smaller, like the shelving. So I can't be having these two big systems, and I got the other systems, like my little Super Nintendo and stuff. So I got everything got to fit on the shelf. I can't be having two big old systems taking up.
We need her to buy a new intake. So like, you're making all these excuses.
I know. I'm gonna get it. I'm starting with the entertainment
system. Put that other joint someplace else.
I'm starting with the tower. I'm starting with the tower of the Xbox, the black Xbox, the tower. Okay. And then if they drop the smaller PlayStation 5, which I know they will. I know it's coming after. That's kind of been the trend. They drop the big one, then they drop the small one. Yeah. And then I'm gonna get the PlayStation 5. So I'm gonna have both of them eventually.
No big love. There's no love for the big sister. You want the little slim joint. Like, little slim. Hey.
Somebody took a picture with I think it was a PlayStation 5 on top of the original Xbox. And that original Xbox was big as hell. And so I just, and I had it. I still got it. They gotta come smaller. They gotta come smaller these days. Like like you say, we're getting further into technology. We need smaller.
We do need small. Yeah, I was very surprised on both designs, but I hope they do crossplay.
Man, that'd be crazy. Well, the fact that they can do it on Call of Duty is already a step, though. But
yeah, I love that.
That'd be too much. That'd definitely be crazy for the 2K world. I don't know. I hope 2K would be ready for that, because I know that takes a lot on the back end of trying to integrate two systems playing against each other. Whew. I can only imagine the software people probably want to pull their eyeballs out.
What's some of the titles as far as like, because we're moving into next gen next month. Okay. Really, next month we're moving into next generation. What's some of the things you want to see that can enhance like a community? You know, as far as helping even Gameher on these different platforms. Of course, last generation they had the communities that you're able to have and stuff. What's some other things you either hope for, or like what's something you would like to utilize more to kind of get Gameher out more even on those two different platforms? Because I said you need to start streaming, Okay, you're
I
the
know.
second
I
person I
know.
yelled at
I
that
know.
you
I
can do
know.
like something, like a little stream here and there,
I
something.
know. I do.
Drop a
It's coming
tip,
soon.
a
It's coming
gym,
soon. It's,
something.
it's, it's coming soon. I promised you. I
You
said
have a
I would be
lot of wisdom,
streaming.
sis. You have a lot of wisdom.
I will be
Let's,
streaming by December. That is word promise on October 15th. Today is my dad's birthday. On his birthday, that is a promise. I will be streaming by December. December what? I don't know. No, I'm just playing. But I'll say December 15th. December 15th. December 15th. That's 2 months. 2 months for me to get it together, and I got everything sitting in the living room.
so if December 15th roll up and I don't get no notification,
I'm on there. I'm on
if I
there.
don't get no
I'm on there.
notification, a text message or something saying, yo, Red, I'm out the stream, come through, something. Tell
I'm
you
on
right
there.
now. Okay.
Hey, you're only as good as your word, and I'm a woman of my word, and I'm on there by December 15th. I promise.
December
I already got
15th,
the Twitch
y'all.
account. I got the Twitch account set up. It's on. Come watch me play. Watch me get some dubs. I do take some L's.
All right, join the whole Gameher. Hold on. Do you have the listen? This is how you test people. You got the Gamer Twitch set up already? Like you already have the account?
I do.
Okay.
But my Twitch is Gameher CEO. Somebody else got Gameher. I don't know who has it.
That's fine.
But,
that's fine.
Yeah, it's Gameher CEO. That's my Twitch. So
is it underscore? Because
nope.
All right, we have all the
CEO.
links in the description anyway. Okay, so everybody gonna try and I wonder how you're able to make like a Twitch team. Should look into that too.
I don't know about that much about Twitch. I know people are affiliates and all this
we're gonna
stuff.
find out more about that to help with that. What's some of the games you're gonna play first on Series X? What's a game besides 2K? What's another game that you've been eyeing that you want? Because I'm just upset that you're not getting PlayStation because you're missing out on Miles.
I'm not. It's not gonna be long. It's not gonna be long. I promise. I'll get it. And another interesting thing, I haven't bought a system in a long time. Like
so no Switch.
I do have a Switch.
Okay, you got Switch.
I did. Yeah, I got a Nintendo Switch. That's something. Yeah, that was bought. But as far as Xbox, I should say. So the Xbox One, when they came out with that big console, I won that at the Microsoft store off a raffle. Yeah, and then the Xbox One S, that is the current system I have now. I won that from Microsoft store, the same Microsoft store, which is crazy. But I won that in the Madden tournament. When I won the tournament at the Madden store. So yeah, I haven't bought a system. It's
so my mother would say you need to play the lottery. See, with everything on them, play the lottery.
This $500 is it's overdue to get dropped. So it's going to get dropped on the Xbox.
You're right. Both. Well, yeah. What's a game that you like? Yo, I can't wait to play that game.
Yeah. That's a good question. I don't know. I don't know outside of 2K. I really, that's kind of my niche. The sports games. I don't really get it. Those gun games are tough. Like Call of Duty.
You sound like you going through it.
It takes patience. Like, shout out to all y'all who play these Call of Duty. That? It's tough. Like, to be able to. You gotta move a lot. It's a lot going on with the movements, and then I'm loading into the game. Somebody's sniping me. Like when they bought Grand Theft Auto Online, I couldn't even get loaded into the game, and I was dead. And I'm just like, this is too much. Like, it's bad enough you shooting me in the game, and then I'm just like, I'm dying immediately. Like, I ain't got the patience for these Grand Theft Autos and the Call of Duty. I would like to see Grand Theft Auto on next gen, though. Okay. I think that'd be so crazy. But I'm to the sports. Like, sticking with the sports.
So did you see the physics recently in 2K? Like that's the one thing I asked for was like better physics, because that would clean up a lot of the issues of these crazy animations or clipping, force fields, all kind of stuff. You get a
Well,
chance to see it?
the physics I just saw the trailer, and the physics look spot on. But the physics also I'm not gonna say always look spot on, but in the 5-on-5 play now mode, they seem to be always on point. But it's just when you can create a character and boost your character up
I need
and
the
get
rec
all.
to work. The rec is,
Oh.
is
Well, what I don't like is, and I try not to complain, but and I know they have to have a certain level of difficulty to the game, but I just hate that like your shot timing is different. And some people have mastered it. I just haven't. As much as I put into this game, for some reason I cannot master the shot timing from. And I play rec a lot, but we're in the park a lot. I play the squad I run with, we play a lot in the park. But
but
the
the
shot
park is
timing is
different because the frames is faster.
and I got to get on PC too. That's another thing. And I just learned this not too long ago, but the TV has something to do with the
Input lag.
download refresh. Yeah, and I really just learned this. Like I'm learning all this
What?
technology stuff now. Yeah, I just learned
Yeah,
all
you
this.
gotta put it on
Yeah,
game
I just
mode.
be playing. Yeah, and so it's like, oh, really? And so I had these aha moments, and yeah, the consistency across the pro am, from the pro am to the rec to the park. I just wish the consistency was there a little more. But I do want to back up because I didn't answer your question when you talked about what I would want to see from the Gameher standpoint in the video gaming. I definitely would love to see my clothing in there. I think that's so dope. And I'm not one to boast, but I think I haven't
I
seen
get that. You
another
want to see
clothing
the game
company.
her? You know what I'm saying? You want to
I
see
do,
everybody on
I
the
do.
plays?
I do. I would like at least give girls an opportunity to buy a Gameher. I haven't seen a clothing company that focuses on females in gaming. And so I think that would be so dope to have it in the video
That's
game like
something.
that. That should have put a big smile on my face. But I think that would be dope, and I really do think that if they gave females to the accounts that are listed as females, I think that's something that's very empowering. Just to say, guys can't get it, but you can play as your female. Like that to me
Get
that's
the face
empowering its own
scan. You know what
self.
I'm saying? We have our own face scan. That would be dope.
That would be dope. I think that would be so dope for them to incorporate that. Now I know that's wishful thinking, but I do think there's some empowerment in that, in girls feeling like, okay, no guy can get a female. And it doesn't matter if the female's able to dunk. They got guys on here that's dunking on 4 people, that's taking off from damn near the free throw line, and he's 5'7". Like it's a lot of unrealistic things that are happening with the men too. So we can't get caught up in that, because at the end of the day, you can't lose the perspective and sight of that it's a video game. So it's going to be video game elements. That's just what it is. So if a girl is dunking, oh well, she dunked on you.
Exactly. It's gonna happen because listen, Candace
Yeah.
Parker or any one of them 7-footers, Cambridge and Griner, anyone, and you
Mm-hmm.
6 feet as a guy, you get dunked on by her. That's real life.
Yeah.
So
I,
like,
I think making the females exclusive though, that's just empowering to me in itself. Just making like I said, if you have a female, if your Microsoft or PSN, PlayStation Network is a female account, then you can create a female player. To me, would you not feel exclusive?
that would be
And
dope. That would be
yeah,
exclusive. But it'll go into a line of well, wonder if, and because a lot of guys love to
mm-hmm.
make women characters, and the reason why
Mm-hmm.
is because they don't get to see it, and they want to see something other than just seeing a dude all the time. They want to
Yeah.
see that too,
Yeah.
or it's because of lack of diversity, so they want to make a female character. I have a friend of mine. He's a white dude, but he loves making black female characters because he said he never gets a chance to play them in games.
Yeah.
So he specifically
Yeah.
makes them.
I can understand that, and I really can understand that. You got a lot of guys who are pro women who want to support the women,
Yeah.
and would love to play as a female as support.
So yeah, I can see
In
that
the part,
side.
yeah, I can definitely see that side too, but I can also see the side of just weirdos
Crazy.
doing ignorant, like like degrading the woman,
Yeah.
dressing them up looking
Hey,
crazy.
let's
Like I
hope
can,
that does not happen, please. Let's hope. Or there's some type of, some type of modern. But
yeah.
what's uh because I was gonna ask this is like a last question with
Hmm.
esports.
Hmm.
As far as like women, do you believe for women to advance more in
Hmm.
esports, and this could be from any other game, but of course we're gonna speak on the game um of 2K of basketball, do you believe that there should be a women's 2K league and have the men have their league and have the women have their own league so there can be more advancement or like showing more talent on the women's side? Because since it's so dominant, do you think that there needs a bit of separation, or it's just
Hmm.
that to keep pushing on to make sure that women are just included in this league?
Yeah, that's a good question. It's funny you asked that because I was just talking about this with Black Frank White and another guy Brad from the 2K League. But this is the one area where in basketball where like the NBA is all guys, WNBA is all girls. You have the 2K League that can be both guys and girls. So I don't want to see an all girls league or an all guys league. I think this is something where both male and female can work together and play together. So I don't want to see it separate. Like I said, I just think this is something that girls can play this game very well, guys can play this game very well. Let's make it work, and it
No,
can work.
it can.
And this is definitely in its baby steps. So going into the fourth season, it's a lot. It's a lot more great things in store. But I would like to see them coexist together. Like it's no reason why it shouldn't. You know, guys play video games, girls play video games. Why separate them? Make them work. Girls and guys is in the workforce. Guys don't work in one area. Girls don't work in one area. I mean, like I say, playing on the court is different. NBA, WNBA, that's different. But in the workforce, you don't work in two separate areas, guys and girls. You figure out a way to work together. And
Yeah.
so in this game, in one game that you really can coexist together, I would like to see. I would like to see them both play together.
Awesome. Dope answer.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything else you want to leave off with Gameher? What's next with Gameher? Where of course I'm gonna have all the links in the description. But if you want to drop any
Mm-hmm.
information or anything you want to shed light or drop in a gem on.
Thank you so much for having me. Like we both said, it's long overdue. I'm happy it worked when it worked. I do trust God's timing, and it was supposed to happen this way. And so thank you so much. You keep doing what you're doing.
Too.
And thank you so much for the support and really having me on and kind of telling my story a little bit. But I want to see Gameher keep going forward, and it's going to keep going forward. I want to see it worldwide. I do think it's a movement as well as a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle for the female that plays video games. You're a gamer. And I just switched it up a little bit, just added the
Hey.
H. That's it, So, so I just want to see it go worldwide. I want to continue to empower, to spread the word of it's okay playing video games. Rock the gear, feel pride when you rock the gear of being a gamer. But I just want to continue really bringing out the females in the video gaming space.
Well, y'all heard it. This thank you so much. So proud of you because I've seen your journey as well. And happy that you was on. You got to share your journey, your story is very inspirational for sure, and especially that you want to foster a sisterhood. I think that's something that's lost too, is us
Mm-hmm.
having this sisterhood in gaming
Mm-hmm.
as well, and then just showing other women, other little girls, especially who look like us, Black women and Black little girls, that they can be a coach. You know what I'm saying? Like they can
Mhm.
make a company, that they can actually want to be about, like, hey sis, I want to help you out. You play games just like me. Let's do this. Let's play games. Let's enjoy what we love and our passion. So I thank you so much for what you've
Mhm.
created. And everyone, make sure you check out Game Her. Like I mentioned, all links will be in the description. Make sure you check out Jess, of course, for the next season. I'm really curious on how this season is going to be, because you wear a lot of hats, sis, over here at the Cavs. So salute to you. And
Thank
thanks
you.
everyone for another episode of Uncovering Black Women's Voices in Esports. Till next time, it is your master geektress, Red Infamy. Peace.
Peace.